Again.
God.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the VCS Take Two. This is our week 3 match. It's going to be AirZebra Jr. and BakaGoi. Hello, I'm with my co-caster Michael. How are you tonight, Michael? Are you excited for these games?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm doing great, and I'm definitely excited to see these games. Both these teams have been looking pretty great so far. Definitely will be an interesting match to see.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun. BakaGoi is actually undefeated so far, and AirZebra Jr. is 1-1. Their first loss was to Dust, but they did beat Ham, so now they're looking to see if they can turn that into a 2-1. Our map pick tonight is Bind. We're gonna have BakaGoi is gonna be starting on attacker side, and AirZebra Jr. will be the
Choose your
defenders.
agent.
It is important to note that there was a pretty significant patch that dropped yesterday that affected mostly gun changes, and we did see a slight rate nerf coming in. So it'll be interesting to see how these teams choose to adapt to the frenzy price increase and the stinger nerf in general.
Definitely, and I think you kind of see that Rana nerf maybe impacting this game already. I think BakaGoi was leaning towards the Reyna a fair bit, but currently is not playing it.
Your game crashed.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna.
Okay, we have a slight technical difficulty on the stream right now. Our observer's game crashed because Riot Games is a small indie company who we love with our whole hearts. But that gives us a flexible time to talk about our champion. As mentioned earlier, we have the Reina pick coming in. But now on the side of AirZebra Jr., we have a Cypher, a Raze, a Sage, an Omen, and a Phoenix. And what's interesting about that comp is that they are running double Sentinel, but so is BakaGoi. What do you think about these double Sentinel comps coming in?
It's definitely pretty interesting. It's something that we saw a couple teams do, and I think we'll be starting again in a second. But I think it's definitely interesting. It makes your team a little bit reliant on defense, but it can also be, it can also work on offense, and you can definitely rack up a lot of rounds pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the Sage pick come out. Sage had a bit of a falling out of the meta, but we've slowly seen her coming back in. I always love to see Sages on Bind, especially because she has a lot of utility that can be used to kind of slow down the push. And Bind is a map that's so heavily dependent on rotates, right? So when you have a champion who's able to kind of stall out the push, you do get to see more of the teleporter action, some more rotation, see if you can outplay your opponents. But the game is now underway, as it looks like the attackers are going to go for a A split right now.
We see two people towards showers. It looks like they're just gonna be all out.
Triss gets taken down by Sorikato. The Raze Gauge coming out does significant damage onto the Killjoy, but doesn't quite get the kill as Winter gets the first frag onto Tuxedo Star, making this a 5v3 now in favor of the defenders. So I'm not exactly sure what BakaGoi is going to do here. They're kind of stalled out into showers right now.
Yeah, and they really don't have much of an opportunity to rotate over to B. It looks like they're pretty much stuck. They might just want to wait and see if they can get a pick and then push, but it doesn't look very promising for them right now.
Ooh, that headshot coming out doesn't quite get the last body shot to finish off the kill. Duke does still have a flash in his inventory, but I don't know if he's going to be able to use it or not.
Yeah, and we see Deliver on site for walking back. He might have some intention of walking around, seeing if he can do anything. And Duke getting the quick kill.
Yeah, that makes it a 3v4, so a little more manageable for BakaGoi here. Looks like they're going to go for the rotate. We see two of the players entering the teleporter, making their way quickly into the site. Luckily, Sage is still anchoring, so she might be able to slow down this plant. Deliver goes to press the bomb down, but Fruit Logic is the quick two double headshots onto Deliver.
One enemy remaining.
So it gets the second frag onto Baka, making this a 4v1, and I don't think he's gonna have enough time to even get to the bomb. It's kind of a chaotic ending, a lot of shots missing on Duke, but eventually they do take him out, meaning the first round goes to AirZebra Jr.
And it was, as we mentioned during the round, just BakaGoi gets stalled out trying to push out onto site, and once they get picked off, they really don't have any ability to get out, and AirZebra Jr. just sits there, waits, their Sage just sits on B site, and they aren't able to rotate and get anything going.
Yeah, looking at the buys coming out, looks like we're gonna have a force on the side of
No
AirZebra Jr. as the defender. Since they did win that round, they're gonna go with a couple of stingers, some specters, a judge. Even though the stinger nerf did come in, and it looks like BakaGoi is just gonna do a complete save and try to ruin some of the economy on the side of AirZebra Jr.
It looks like they're gonna probably go for the full B rush. AirZebra Jr. leaning a little bit towards that side of the map.
Tris dashes onto the site, is trying to get elbow control. That he's not gonna find anyone in there unless he runs into the Phoenix. The Wham takes out one through logic with the second and third kill of the half with the judge. Tris does trade back with Winter's headshot, and now it's a 4v2. We'll make that a 3v2, and the last member left alive on the side of BakaGoi is stuck behind a sage wall.
Careful now.
Probably just take that right here.
Shot's not quite landing, but the Molly's gonna take it out for him. And now it's a 2v1. The paint shell's coming out. Does miss Duke. And he has a weapon.
One enemy remaining.
Quick 2-tap onto Wham makes this a 1v1, and Duke might be able to clutch it out here unless Raze can land these shots. But Melp takes him out with the frenzy.
A bizarre round for both teams. I think BakaGoi is pretty happy with the result, even though they wish they could have won it. And AirZebra Jr. is probably a little frustrated that they let it get so close.
Yeah, I think it was like a 3v1 at one point, and Duke just kind of got the frags, got the guns, and ruining the econ a little bit on AirZebra Jr. They're gonna have 3 rifles, but 2 of their players are gonna be forced onto Spectres. Not exactly what you want to see from your pseudo bonus round, because you do see BakaGoi bringing out 5 rifles, except also Ares on a Tuxedo Star. It's kind of an interesting choice.
Yeah, an interesting Ares choice. I think, I actually don't know what the intent of the Ares purchase is, but let's see if they have any specific ideas with it.
Angel's coming out, kind of slowing down this B push. There are 2 members of AirZebra Jr. in hookah trying to slow down this push, so Duke's gonna be really careful when he enters here. Curveball in hand, flashes, sprays Wham through the box, and that's 3 kills going on the side of BakaGoi. It's now a 5v2 retake for AirZebra Jr.
We'll see if AirZebra Jr. can get anything, but it doesn't really look like it. Flank doesn't seem particularly promising. They already know it's there.
Last player standing.
Oh, sorry, Kato. Last alive gets taken out. A flawless round for BakaGoi. Their first win on the map, and it's the first rifle round, so it has to feel pretty good.
Yeah, and that's really, it's always a really important round, those first gun rounds. And, with how badly that second round went for AirZebra Jr., they probably don't have a great buy here.
Yeah, looking at their econ right now, it looks like they're gonna do some type of late buying for next round. We do see a judge coming out from Fruit Logic, but other than that, we see a stinger, a sheriff, and a frenzy. Nothing too crazy. And since BakaGoi did have the flawless round, that's gonna be 5 rifles they're gonna be defending against.
Joke's over. You're dead.
I like seeing Fruit Logic trying to play that cheese angle. Unfortunately for him, they do not end up going towards B, but Duke does ult onto site. Doesn't quite take them out, but does make a lot of space onto that bomb site, so BakaGoi should just be able to kind of walk on here and plant.
They're able to just walk on, get site control. And it just looks like it's gonna be some kind of 5v5 retake, and there's pretty much very little chance that BakaGoi
The Paranoid comes out, doesn't quite find anyone. Winter and his Omen are pushing into U-Haul. He's taken out by Baka. Story does get the trade though. It's now a 4v4. And that puts guns on the hands of AirZebra Jr. Melp with the headshot on the Stinger makes this a 2v2. This is winnable for both teams now, but the bomb is ticking, so they're gonna have to start the defense soon. Deliver gets 1. Melp gets the 3rd though, and luckily Duke's there to clean it up, and solid round for the attackers.
Yeah, really messy anti-eco so far in this game.
You do not expect if you're BakaGoi and you have 5 rifles going into like a stinger and a couple of frenzies, you don't expect to lose 4 of your members, but really good gunplay from AirZebra Jr. honestly.
They traded really well, just pushing on the site with those pistols, and BakaGoi just took a lot of 1v1s against the moving pistol train.
Yeah, for AirZebra Jr. though, now they actually have money, so now it's gonna be another full gun round. Tuxedo Star will be having a stinger buy. Other than that, we're gonna see our second full rifle round of the game.
Yeah, and we keep seeing this. We keep seeing the Sage Wall and Hookah. It's a pretty common strategy and we'll see what BakaGoi does against this. Looks like they want to break and maybe push in, but we'll see if they're able to do anything.
Yeah, Triss dashes on the site, does get spotted by the trapwire, so they know that they do not have elbow control. Wham was holding this off angle that Tuxedo Star doesn't even check. Triss does get the trade onto Fruit Logic, but now it's a 4v4. When you're trying to challenge Triss, an elbow when he gets the kill, making this a 4v3. The Cypher Cage comes out. His teammates are there to back him up, though, and they do this 4v3 retake. Beautiful tripwire from Wham there, gets one, gets the second. That's 3 kills onto the Cypher holding on this bomb site.
Put down.
Deliver takes one out of his own and does get traded out by Melp, though. Whew, can we talk about how beautiful that hold was? From
Yeah,
Wham?
it was really great. Wham using his util just excellently. Playing around the site, moving really well. Plays off the tripwires and the cages. And while Triss and Deliver are able to push into elbow, the rest of the team just kind of dies on site.
Yeah, and it is important to note that Wham and Melp are the highest ranked members on AirZebra Jr., and they almost perfectly match BakaGoi's highest ranked members, which are Deliver and Triss. So kind of a battle of the ciphers here as we're seeing. But Wham held down that site so beautifully, played off his trips, and kind of secured the round for them. So really good. If you're AirZebra Jr., but the showstopper comes out and doesn't land on anything. Melp looking for a hero play, but doesn't quite find it.
Yeah, was able to knock Deliver pretty low HP, but wasn't able to quite get that kill. And based on the HPs, it looks like BakaGoi is taking some pretty serious damage.
Oh, that's a good point. I think their Jet has to be at like, what, 10 HP max right now?
Yeah, maybe like 10 and then maybe 15 or 20 on site for him. Close.
Yeah, those are going to be really easy kills if they can land the shots. BakaGoi, though, the Guardian gets his first kill. Wham does get 2 back, though, making it a 4v3. Still no health bars on both sides, though.
Yeah, and we see Deliver walking onto a site completely wide open, but Melp getting another kill kind of secures this round.
Yeah, it's now a 2v5 in the really low HP Cypher and Jet on the side of
Last player
BakaGoi.
standing.
Or rather, AirZebra Jr.'s Winter takes out another one of BakaGoi, making it a 1v5 for Deliver.
Yeah. The HP makes it pretty much impossible for him.
30 seconds
Yeah,
left.
he just wants to save that gun. It is a 5v1. The Sage Reds did come out, which is a big ultimate that they've lost, but pretty much worth here when you're only in round 6.
Yeah, it looks like AirZebra Jr. used, I think, 3 ults this round, and then used the Phoenix ult the round before. So
10
it looks like
seconds left.
BakaGoi definitely has all those ults coming up. We'll have a pretty strong ability to just take a site with those. But this round definitely looks like Deliver just wants to save, maybe go for a kill or just die.
The fact that he died after the timer expired is really bad for BakaGoi, because you don't get the money if you die. If you die after the timer ends, right? They made that change recently, in like a couple patches ago. But
I believe he still got money. I'm pretty sure. I believe it's different from CS, where CS is after timer end, and then I think Valorant's just after round end.
Who will see better, Amir?
Alright.
If I'm not mistaken.
You might be
Because
right. We'll
he had
fact
enough
check
money.
that.
He had enough money for a buy.
Get out of my way.
This is true. Tristan decided to buy, though. It's gonna have knives, though, so the knives are gonna come out from this Jet as they look to take something on this B site. I really like how they have both the Sentinels playing on this B site if they're gonna run it with 1 man down. It gives them a lot more time for the A players to rotate out. Double up, drive up doesn't quite find the enemy Cypher lurking in the backside. But they're taking a really long time to do this, and now the rotate has come out. There is 3 members on the B bomb side, but they're just going to teleport back onto A. Luckily for AirZebra Jr., they've kept 2 defenders already on this A site, so it's going to be still kind of a difficult fate for BakaGoi. As I say that, Deliver gets the exit kill onto Fruit Logic as she tries to rotate out, and now it's Wham with the 2K, slowing down the Showers push. Gets paranoia, beautiful paranoia from the Omen. That's now 3 onto Wham, and Duke gets 3 for his own, and it's a 2v1.
Let's go!
But Running Back does come out, gets taken out by Wham, but Deliver does put Wham away.
And that was definitely an interesting round. After they rotated, it seems like Wham was able to jump into teleport and get a really nice flank off. But in the end there, BakaGoi using the Phoenix ult to just take the attention of Wham, Deliver swings for the trade, and it ends really well for them.
Yeah, these teams are playing really closely. It's a 4v3, so a pretty exciting half so far. It's going back and forth. The money is pretty much even. We're gonna see hopefully a buy coming out for Tuxedo Star on the side of BakaGoi, but currently he's just having a classic. But he should be a full gun run. Looks like our teammates aren't gonna buy him and he's gonna go with a Stinger instead.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting decision. The ult's slightly favored him, but with this swing, BakaGoi with a quick 2 kills.
That is a beautiful 2K. Gets both of the defenders on B. It means B is completely open, and so now BakaGoi is just gonna walk into the site. Hopefully they get some elbow control, because it could be difficult for them to get back, but it doesn't look like they're gonna even push elbow. Double curveballs coming out. Mel gets the kill onto Dukebot, however, even though the Phoenixes walk right past each other. Winter now is holding elbow, trying to see if he can get anything. He's gonna run into deliver, though.
Last player standing.
Does get the frag, so now it's a 1v4 retake for this Raze, and probably gonna save if you're Melp here, or play for exit.
I'd expect to save here, and what's really unfortunate for AirZebra Jr. is they invested the money and bought that op on Belong, and they weren't able to get anything for it.
Yeah, a very expensive buy.
Yeah,
no,
definitely.
right after the changes.
Definitely very expensive and just very brutal for them because they probably won't have a buy for the next round, and they also were able to give that op over, and I know at least 2 members, I think, of BakaGoi are very willing to use that op.
Yeah, and you don't usually see a whole lot of operators being used on buying because the angles are relatively short, but if you can find even a pick or two, especially on the defense side, it's going to be so good for you. But now it's in the hands of Triss. Triss is a Jet player, and we love to see Jet's off, so let's see if Triss can actually get a pick here. I have a feeling they're not going to double peek Belong again after what Duke did to them, but I guess we're going to find out.
See the full-on just Belong rush out of BakaGoi.
Yeah, Triss going to try to get a pick playing in the smoke. Clears out Garden. Oh, but Winter takes out Triss. Now their operator player is down, making it a 5v4 in favor of AirZebra Jr. Killjoy Lockdown does come out. Curveball into Hookah, but Duke runs out of bullets and gets punished for it. That is so devastating. It's now a 5v2. Oh, that feels so bad. Melp gets the kill into deliver. It's now a 4v1. Tuxedo Star using this op, trying to get a pick, and is gonna miss his shot, and Wham's gonna take his life for it. But they do get the operator back, if they so desire.
Do they go and grab it? And just another round back for AirZebra Jr. Keeping this game really, really close between the two teams, though even though the round score is close, a lot of these rounds seem pretty dominant.
Yeah. It seems whenever a team gets one to pick, they kind of just explode on it. So sad that Triss got killed without even being scoped and just lost any opportunity to get a pick with that op.
Yeah, I think he fired a shot and then just got timing peaked, and it's really unfortunate for him.
And the defenders did switch up where they're playing, so now we see Wham is on this A site holding it down with Raze. Raze is a really good player to keep A short because she has access to throw her utility through the teleporter for hookah plays, but it looks like Duke's just gonna slowly walk in, gonna catch Omen with his smokes out. Now a 4v5, a really good pick from Duke coming out. Run it back does go out, along with the curveball. And Wham gets the first frag though onto Tuxedo Star, making it a 4v4.
Like AirZebra Jr. is leaning towards his B site, but the other 3 members of BakaGoi are basically walking onto A right now, planting the bomb.
Yeah, the Raze is still on the site. I don't know if Melp is going to be able to do much here. I think she's going to have to play it for retake, but Deliver takes him out. It's now a 4v3. Run it back from the enemy Phoenix coming out. See if he can get anything done here. Don't think he got much for his trouble. It is a 3v3. Winter pushing out of CT with his Cypher.
Give me a corpse.
Looking to get that Cypher ult down. They tap the bomb, spray the nades. Really good play comes from Wham, but Wham gets a headshot onto Triss, the 4K onto Duke, and Winter gets the last kill into Baka, and Wham is kind of unstoppable this game.
Here.
He's been extremely good at getting multi-kills in these rounds, and BakaGoi's really been struggling to kill him.
Yeah, that knife skin is so cool. I love that fan. And dude, Wham was on B, Wham was playing A. They lose sight. The bomb goes down. Wham is still alive and manages to get the 4K. Just the control Wham has on this Cypher is absolutely devastating. It makes this attacking side so much harder than I think BakaGoi is used to.
Yeah, certainly.
That goes there.
And it looks like Wham's swapping back up, going back to B, and they're swapping it back to a 3-man A setup.
Unfortunately for AirZebra Jr., it looks like BakaGoi is leaning towards this B as they have almost all 5 players pushing down long, but Triss gets the first pick on a Wham. We were just talking about how much of an anchor he is. Now he's dead. Sage is still in hookah. They haven't cleared it out, but Triss is slowly getting elbow control, and they should be able to take the site pretty easily.
And the Sage has an off. It's not gonna really be able to do much against the 5-man push, but Triss getting picked off by Winter, pushing an elbow really.
Winter gets the first kill into Duke, and then Tuxedo Star trades it back. It's now a 3v3. Sage just made it out of hookah. Sorry, Kato gets the kill on Tuxedo Star. It's now a 1v2. Deliver and Dream and really low HP on Fruit Logic here, and Deliver is able to clutch it out.
I always play high stakes.
Beautiful flank from Deliver there.
Last round in the half.
It was definitely an interesting round where they get the immediate pick, they push, and AirZebra Jr. was able to get some really critical picks, take it down into that 2v1, but Deliver with a huge clutch.
Yeah, he was at 17 HP when he lived. If that would have been a headshot from Fruit Logic, that would have been a different round. But really well played by Triss. I'm not positive that he caught Wham in his Cypher camera, but that's kind of what it looked like because he wasn't holding an angle, and such an important pick. But Fruit Logic has his off angle on B. Logic Triss is gonna peek it, but Fruit Logic misses the shot and Triss punishes him for it. It's now
I
a
know
5v4 on the
exactly.
last match of the half. Jet Knife's coming out, dashing into elbows,
They found
gonna
my wire.
get this angle, but Wham is in elbow already. If Jet slow
Careful
peeks
now.
this, is gonna be a really rough time, but I think Triss is just gonna hold the angle.
Spike planted.
Bomb does go down, Paranoia comes out, and Wham gets the headshot onto Triss with a really fast swing. The Cypher ulti coming out, telling him exactly where they are. Winter with the 2K, Wham makes that 3 kills, and now there's 1v1 as Wham headshots Deliver for the 3K.
Wham is, he's a hard carry, what can I say? He's absolutely insane. Absolute crack.
He just doesn't miss. His crosshair placement has been so
Switching
impeccable this
sides.
game. Out-timing Triss there. You know, you hate to see that when you're holding an angle for such a long time, and then Wham just wide swing one-taps you. Absolutely disrespectful.
Yeah,
This is a
absolutely.
nice spot.
Now, I would expect that both teams are pretty happy with their sides. I'd say BakaGoi probably thinks that they could have, you know, maybe won one more round there, and a 6-6 would have been better. And I think AirZebra Jr. probably wishes that they'd gone to an 8-4 instead. But both teams probably pretty happy with their sides. I think both teams also know that their defense is going to be a little bit stronger here. So it's definitely an interesting, just an interesting idea of, can BakaGoi win this pistol round? And if they do, they can definitely start, you know, coming back a little bit in the match.
Yeah, the curveball comes out. Duke is not quite able to get the pick. The Roomba is gonna spot him. Throws out the molly to slow down this push, but is gonna get caught with a curveball in his hand. But Duke actually gets a kill on a Sorikata with this molly, which is a nice trade, even though he kind of misplayed that by peeking with his utility out. Winter checking some angles? Is making his way onto site. Deliver is still here, though. They haven't cleared him out yet. Triss with the first kill for the defender side. Deliver making that 2. It's now a 4v2. Looking really good, but Melp gets a kill into Deliver. It's now a 3v1
Cage
for Wham. Cypher Cage going out. A Frenzy and a Dream at 65 HP. I'm not sure exactly what Wham can do here. They are on the bomb, and
Enemy down.
oh, he's just gonna stick it. Really good control there for, is that Sorikata? No, it's Tuxedo Star just holding down the defuse, making Wham have to peek out of the smoke, have to peek into that 3v1. Was really well played.
Yeah, definitely kind of a bizarre round ending, but yeah, definitely well played out of BakaGoi. That's that pistol round that they really needed, and we'll see if they're able to convert, and, you know, hopefully they don't have a round like AirZebra Jr. did last half, where, you know, it came down to that 1v1, I think. And, you know, if they can, you know, take this to 7-7, they're definitely favored in all these rounds just being on defense.
Yeah, and they aren't playing double sentinel, which makes these takes a little bit harder for AirZebra Jr., especially because they have double sentinel while attacking, which is always a pretty difficult path to swing. So hopefully, if you're a BakaGoi fan, you want to make sure that they're not losing this anti-eco round.
And it looks like Duke's, you know, getting pretty strong control outside Buka. Gets a lot of information, flashes out.
Oh, kind of wastes the spray. Gets a lot of damage though onto the Sage. Doesn't quite follow it up though onto Winter, but no harm, no foul. Jukebox gonna jump safely out. Paranoia coming out onto Sorikato as Deliver takes him out, making it a 5v4. Making that a 5v3 actually as Jukebox finally gets the kill onto Fruit Logic, and the second one onto Winter. It's now a 5v1. Wham, the last left alive again.
Flawless.
Gets taken out with a judge to the face.
A really, really nice anti-eco out of BakaGoi. Fought pretty aggressively, which can, you know, be a double-edged sword, certainly in those rounds, but, you know, they were able to get a lot of map control, and they held their angles really well. They had a really nice play on, I think it was on Long, where they used the Omen Flash and then had the Cypher swing out and get that kill, and that's, you know, that's one of those things that can be really, really strong to combo.
Yeah, and this is gonna put BakaGoi's gonna be on a bonus round, so they are gonna run into 5 rifles and heavy shields from the enemy team, so it's gonna be a pretty difficult round, but if they can just get some of these rifles off of the attackers, they're gonna have a pretty good buy next round.
Yeah, you know, if BakaGoi wins this, they're just in an incredible position to win the game. But it looks like AirZebra Jr. is gonna have site control. Triss is in shower, so they're gonna get collapsed on pretty quickly with somebody coming from short flanking, and also another person in showers. Another person just took teleporter. It's gonna be an interesting 5v5 retake.
Yeah, let's see what they can do here. They get Melt as the first kill to deliver. It's now a 5v4. The bomb is already down, but Baka does trade out Melt. Oh, the jet knives over the wall, getting the first kill on the Sorikato. Fruit Logic does trade it out. It's now a 3v3 with the bomb is ticking down. The curveball does go out, but he isn't able to push it. The second one.
One enemy remaining.
Oh no, and wham, it kills Duke before he can take out Fruit Logic, who was fully flashed, and Winter gets the last kill into Baka. That's another round going away with AirZebra Jr.
Yeah, I think we're seeing these Stinger whiffs after the nerf, where it used to just be like you just run out and you just 2-tap. It just never misses. The gun was, you know, it felt like it was auto-targeted. You literally couldn't miss. And here you see it just feels a lot harder to hit because that recoil change definitely has seemed impactful in, you know, the last 2 rounds with the Stinger.
No, I definitely agree. And also, a good thing to note is that the patch has only been out for a little over 24 hours, so a lot of these teams probably haven't had that much playtime on the gun, and the spray pattern just feels a lot different. It looks like Melt's gonna push. The Phoenix doesn't quite land the damage as he's gonna walk out safely. They are doing a 3-2 split onto this B side. They're gonna run into Wham, however, which is not exactly who you want to be running into.
Yeah, it seems like they're bringing Triss over. That has the off. They're gonna jump out and not check Duke.
Melt lands the showstopper onto Duke. It's now a 5v4. Winter makes that quickly a 5v3 as they are planting the bomb, but Triss gets the first pick onto Winter for the defenders, making it a little bit easier of a retake, and now he has elbow control. So if he's able to get another pick here, switches to the rifle, but Melt gets the headshot through the wall, making it a 4v2 retake for the defenders. I'm not sure exactly what BakaGoi is gonna be able to do here.
See to start with the pick and then teleporting onto the site. They have some okay chances in this round, but it doesn't seem particularly likely. Using the smoke on the bomb, maybe just going for a stick.
He has it halfway, but Wham gets the kill in Tuxedo Star. It's now a 2v1, but Wham says, no thank you, this is our round, and TPs to safety.
Yeah, and Wham continues fragging as Wham does, and then you know, really nice round for AirZebra Jr. winning that. Getting those 2 really quick picks on the site really just absolutely so critical for winning these rounds, especially in these full team matches.
Yeah, if you're BakaGoi here, you have to start analyzing what you can switch up on your defense. They've lost 2 of the gun rounds already. And now they're gonna be on a save. a Marshall coming out with the Marshall changes, which is cool to see, but they don't have a lot of weapons to work with against the 5 rifles on the side of AirZebra Jr. Tris doesn't hit the first Marshall headshot, dashes the safety though, doesn't get punished for it. It's gonna be only 2 defenders from BakaGoi on this bomb site as they slowly creep their way up. Milk gets the first kill onto Baka. Opening up the side, there's only one more defender left. Make that 0 as Wham gets the headshot. Dark cover coming out from the enemy Omen, but the Cypher's gonna spot out that the defenders are nowhere on the site. Good teleport from Tuxedo Star, but Wham does kind of punish him for it.
Yeah, and bring it down to the 5v2. It looks like it's gonna be 10 rounds for AirZebra Jr. And you probably see BakaGoi just, you know, look to just fight,
Last
maybe get a
player
pick and die,
standing.
but maybe they won't really
No.
have the option.
Yeah, Milk gets taken out. It's now a 1v5. Poor Duke, curveball in hand, trying to just get some guns off of the hands of AirZebra Jr., but not a whole lot he can do here.
Just gonna run in with the Stinger and, you know, maybe see if he can get a kill. Might just run into teleport and just try to spray someone down.
Oh, gets the headshot on the Sorikata, but Sorikata quickly puts him down with his headshot of his own. 10-7 in a flawless round coming out of AirZebra Jr. Makes this game a little harder for BakaGoi. You need to keep the tempo up. You need to get a round win. They've lost 3 rounds in a row on their defense side, which should be their strength given their team comp. They have 2 Sentinels, and it just seems like they can't win these gun battles. They're just getting traded out, and it's not looking super hot for BakaGoi right now.
If I'm BakaGoi, I'm thinking, and it looks like maybe that's what they're doing, is they're going to bring 3 over to B because it seems like AirZebra Jr. just wants to rush B repeatedly, and it has been very successful for them.
Yeah, and B is one of the harder bomb sites to retake, so it makes sense if you want to put multiple defenders on that site to just give you a little bit of a chance of being able to not have to play that retake.
Yeah, unfortunately for AirZebra Jr., it looks like they're leaning over towards the A side of the map, but Tris gets that kill on Wham.
Yeah,
Late in the
that's their
shower tonight.
top fragger down means it's a 5v4, so a little bit of a slow now from AirZebra Jr. as they try to figure out what to do. The dark cover does come out on this B site. Oh, Winter's gonna turn away from the flash, but Dukebot does get the headshot, making, I keep calling him Dukebot. Duke Boobot is gonna get the headshot, making it a 5v3. It's gonna be a really hard take for AirZebra Jr. now.
And they have command control on long, Sorry gets dinked through the wall.
Oh.
It looks
so
very, very
lucky.
good. BakaGoi here.
Yeah, BakaGoi might get their first gun win round on defense here. The spike is still stuck B long. The Cypher Cage making it almost impossible. Sorikata does get a kill into Tuxedo
30
Star,
seconds
even
left.
though Sorikata was, I think, at like 10 HP right now. But Tris takes him out, making it a
Player
2v4.
standing.
The flank from Baka into Hookah. I mean, it's Fruit Logic and a Dream, and I think he's just gonna save his gun.
Yeah, and I think Baka, yeah, gonna sniff that out. And that's a really nice round for BakaGoi.
Yeah, it really makes you think if you're Wham there, being your first blood on your team, getting one-tapped by Tris was so devastating. It doesn't look like they had a lot of a game plan going in after Wham did get picked out. So if I'm BakaGoi, I'm kind of thinking, you know, try to double swing where you think Wham's gonna play, because if you can take him out or even trade him out, they looked a little lost without him.
And obviously, you know, just in a 5v4 situation, you always have that advantage, but, you know, Wham definitely has been putting in a tremendous amount of work on winning these rounds, and without him, you know, it's definitely a really critical member on any of these takes.
Poor BakaGoi is gonna gamble wrong again. They're gonna put 3 members onto this A bomb site, leaving only 1 member of the defenders on the site. As Omen's gonna be late, and it's gonna be a hard rush onto this bomb site, and they're not even gonna have to clear anyone out because no one's there to be cleared. Winter, with the run it back, kills Tuxedo Star mid-paranoia animation, making it a 5v4. Deliver is still an elbow. He hasn't been cleared out, so he has the potential here to get a pick or 2. Tris gonna throw out some smoke, flashing on the curveball, goes out. Tris gets 2. Jukebox makes it the 3rd pick, so now it's a 4v2 retake. Tris with a 3K. And the last member left alive is stuck long, and they're gonna have to pick this. Doesn't quite get the pick, now deliver. Wow, that was... Tris really just saved that round there. BakaGoi.
And it's kind of interesting to note because they use the Phoenix ult. Tris is able to walk out with it, uses smokes really well with it. and basically just trades off on every kill. Obviously, also hitting really great shots, but using that, using the decoy of that Phoenix.
Yeah, and Triss had a really dominant season last split, so I'm really happy to see him kind of popping off now. 19-14, top of the leaderboard on BakaGoi. You love to see a Jet who's willing to dash onto site, throw out their smokes, and just really save the round for that team because it wasn't looking so good until Triss got there.
Yeah, and now we see BakaGoi definitely has the ult advantage and has definitely a money advantage too, so these rounds should be favored for them.
The Omen ultimate into heaven is gonna get canceled, and now looks like they're still gonna try to push onto this site. Triss gets taken super low. Duke throws out the curveball, gets the kill onto Winter, making it a 5v3. The attackers finally get a kill onto Triss, so now they have a little bit more room to get onto the site as Wham gets the second kill. Turret gets taken out. Now it's a 2v3. Cypher Cage going out. Fruit Logic gets Duke and Baka with a double kill, so now it's a 2v1. Deliver versus Wham and Fruit Logic, but the Sage Res is gonna come out. 3v1. This should be a round going to AirZebra Jr. right now.
And they're just gonna jump on TP, and Cypher's gonna have to walk all the way back to CT. He has a little bit of util, but most likely, AirZebra Jr. is
They
extremely
found my
favored in
wire.
this round.
Found you.
Yeah, Deliver walking really slowly. Probably
Spike
just trying to
planted.
get a pick. He could still win this, but it's gonna be really difficult if he doesn't end up taking 1v1s. There's the first one. It's now a 2v1. This is super winnable for Deliver here. The Cypher ult is gonna go out. They know exactly where he
enemy
is.
remaining.
Deliver gets the second kill, and now it's Wham versus Deliver.
triggered.
Cyber Cage going out as he taps the bomb. Doesn't stick it though. I think Wham knows that Deliver's on the bomb. Gonna tap it again. The camera on the bomb. What a beautiful camera. Now it's gonna be Wham versus Deliver. Oh, Deliver gets the kill onto Wham. I thought Wham had that. Having the camera on the bomb to know when he was sticking it or not, I really thought Wham had it. But Deliver holds down, gets it to half, and then gets the pick. Whew.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely a situation with some interesting shit happening. That's definitely a situation where the bomb plant is just not very good out of their team on that offense, where you really just want to plant that much more open.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a nice
That's a good point. Especially they had so much time. It was a 1v3. They didn't have to rush where their plant spot was. They could have picked anywhere, and they didn't plant it for long.
Yeah, they planted it kind of in the worst possible position, but we see we see this in a new round where it looks like they're leaning towards this B side rushing it. That they're successful.
Yeah, Winter gets the first pick, so now it's a 5v4. Deliver trades out Wham, though, and gets his second one, and now it's a 3v3 as Winter takes out Deliver. 3v2, this round's looking pretty good for AirZebra Jr. The Jet and the Killjoy are going to be a little late, and Triss has this off. He does have knives if he chooses to use it, but he is going to just switch to the rifle instead. And this is a 2v3, still really winnable for BakaGoi if they can get on to the bomb site.
And we'll probably see BakaGoi once they die right here. Nope. So they'll probably use they can definitely use that Killjoy, and they do use the
Yeah,
Phoenix
there you
for a
go.
counter.
Player standing.
Oh, but Winter takes out Triss with the run it back, and now Baka stuck inside, gets taken out by Winter with a 2k off the run it back, and that is kind of heartbreaking if you're BakaGoi there, because you did use the Killjoy ultimate and you didn't get the round win.
Yeah, and that was probably a little bit of a mistake out of Triss committing to the fight against the Phoenix ult.
And you don't have to peek that.
Yeah, I understand the reasoning. Definitely probably need to get that kill to win the round, but committing to the fight and then losing it definitely guarantees a loss.
Yeah, really unlucky if you're Triss right now. The money is pretty much even. Tuxedo Star is the only member in the game who doesn't have a real gun. But this is going to be a really important round to see if they can tie it up or not. Oh, Duke with the first kill on the Sorikato. Melt does trade it out, but Triss gets the pick onto Winter, making this a 4v3 as they look to push onto this site. Showstopper comes out. He sees Jet, doesn't quite get the frag, but is going to try to challenge Elbow, unless he's just going to hold for CT. Never mind. It's going to be a really slow rotate.
It's definitely going to be an interesting round because even 3-on-4
Spike
with bomb
planted.
down is probably only about equal.
Blocking sight.
Yeah, Triss throws the smoke, but does get the kill into Melt and Fruit Logic. Triss with the 3k, no 4v1. Wham, the last member left alive again. Not quite sure how he's gonna clutch this out. Killjoy is on the bomb. Gets the first kill to deliver, but Triss with the 4K secures them the round.
Yeah, and Triss having a performance similar to Wham in the first half, where just huge impact every single round, and getting multi kills on these retakes and basically just doing everything. Whereas while the rest of the team is definitely contributing, they're definitely that driving factor behind winning their rounds.
Yeah. Triss has been having some really high impact multi-kills so far, especially on these retakes. It seems like almost every time Triss is forced to play retake, he's getting a couple of picks and taking down some with him. And now ties up the game 11-11. And the money on the side of AirZebra Jr. isn't looking too good, so it might be a pretty hard attacking round for them. And if they lose it, they're going to be pretty broke.
And both these teams obviously need to win this round. Money-wise, it's probably both teams need to win the round to definitely have a really good shot going to the next round. Looks like they want to take
My camera is
A
destroyed.
control. Looks like they're leaning all 5 towards A. They have 3 people already set up with both the Sentinels.
Careful now.
Yeah, Deliver doesn't quite get the pick. Knows that. I think that both of them are there. The Paranoid comes out, doesn't get either of them. Deliver the first shot onto Wham and then gets the second kill on a Sorikado, making this a 3v4 situation. AirZebra Jr. is already on the site, but Tuxedo Star takes out Winter. It's now a 4v1. Last member alive, Milk, gets the kill into Tuxedo Star, and it's now a 1v3 as he tries to pressure. Gets the headshot onto Duke. It's now a 2v1. This is now winnable for Milk.
He probably has a pretty good clue where both the players are, but both of them are playing very intelligently, hiding it. Deliver with the ridiculous one-tap on the Mel.
That is so sad if you're Melp getting those frags there. They're just getting one-tapped, and now it's going to be a pretty broken buy on the side of AirZebra Jr. And BakaGoi really came back on the second half of their defender half. I was a little worried when they lost 3 rounds in a row, but now they've won 5 out of the last 6 rounds, and you're feeling pretty good if you're BakaGoi right now.
Definitely.
That goes there.
And obviously having match point, it looks like they have the money advantage. AirZebra Jr.'s money not very great. They have rifles on their 2 top frags, but the rest of the money is definitely not good.
Oh, Triss with the first pick onto Winter. It's now a 5v4 as AirZebra Jr. is going to really struggle to get this win on this attacking side. Spray through the wall. That's now 3 members down on the side of AirZebra Jr. And it's just hunting season for these teammates. Wham doesn't get the frag onto Triss, and now it's a 1v5. Gets the 1. He's going to need a miracle play here if they want to win this match. Gets the second one. It's now with 3 kills in a row. It's now a 2v1. And if Melp can clutch this out, he will bring it to overtime. He has the spike and his ultimate. Whew.
And we might see him if he's Deliver here, but Deliver with an instant one-tap. Not giving Melp any chances.
Deliver said no glory moments for you. Melp was in a situation where he could have clutched a 1v5 twice in a row. Oh, that poor guy. But he really played his heart out. Really good gameplay coming out of both teams. We saw some really good top frags from both sides, and it was a really close match.
And it definitely ended up being that, their defense was just dominant for both teams. Both teams definitely had their best players performing their best on defense. And
Yeah.
it definitely ended up being, I'd say pretty much a defense-dominated map where just putting up offensive rounds is just so difficult against these double Sentinel comps.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of double Sentinel comps, especially on Vine, but I kind of liked what I was seeing. It helps when your Cypher goes 29 and 15, though. I guess that's always a plus. Whew, Wham with a 352 combat score, even though his team lost. But Triss, Dukebok, and Deliver all putting up really huge numbers on the side of BakaGoi. Really impressive.
And, BakaGoi definitely looks like they have, like, their top 3 fraggers are certainly been really good in their past couple matches. They've, all been at the top of the scoreboard, and they've all played consistently quite well. And that, that's obviously been really huge for them.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how these teams go. This, I think, is BakaGoi's 3rd win in a row, right? I think they now are still undefeated.
Yeah, they are definitely still undefeated, and unfortunately for AirZebra Jr., I believe that's their 2nd loss in a row, and they've dropped to 1-2. But they definitely still looked quite strong, and they're potentially a team that in spite of their woes, they've played 2 very, very good teams so far in both their losses, and they could definitely potentially win quite a few games still, and potentially still make playoffs in spite of being 1-2.
Yeah, and not only that, it's also important to note that round wins are super important in this league. You get points based off how many rounds you can win. And so going 11-13, while disappointing, is still pretty helpful, especially when you see a lot of teams kind of competing to get into those top playoff spots. You just want to get as many round wins as possible. And 11 is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, definitely. It's, obviously you don't want to lose, but losing well is better than losing poorly.
I like how you say that. That's the motto of A5, actually. We just try to lose as a few rounds as possible at all
Yeah,
times.
Ulthon Sight's definitely in the same boat. So,
I think we're gonna have an interview with one of the players, but I may be mistaken on that. I'm waiting for production to let me know what the update on that is. Okay, looks like he's gonna hop on in a couple minutes. I think we're gonna be interviewing Tuxedo Star, who was the Omen player for BakaGoi, who had some pretty good moments. I think playing a controller is always, as a controller main myself, it's always kind of demoralizing when you see your duelist flashing on the side, dashing, and you have to sit in the back and just make sure everything's smoked off. But that's really an important role in this game, especially a game like Valorant where utility is super important. It's always good to have a really reliable controller, I like to think.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely a really important role for sure. And I agree with you. It's, it can be really difficult to play when your duelists who in that game, I think a lot of their best players kind of played for themselves. Maybe not in a bad way, but they played very aggressively and pushed a lot. And that can be really difficult being left in either poor situations or maybe somebody not being quite cleared and dying when you're like third person on the site to somebody playing in a corner is obviously always a struggle.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I love the thing I think is so interesting about VCS is that obviously these teams are made up of people of different skill levels. So you do tend to see a lot of top heavy, a lot of top heavy teams, right? And you did see that in this match tonight. We had three members on either team who were, fragging in the double digits, and then you have the players below. But I think it's such a good learning experience for players who are ranked lower to be playing on teams of people who have more experience in the game or just more skilled. Because you learn so much just from being able to hear how they think and watching how they play. And it's super exciting for people to like hop in and be a part of this.
Definitely, and some teams obviously do have those massive skill disparities. I think Bakaway has like an iron, and then I think delivers bounce between like Immortal and Radiant a few times. So there's definitely some humongous skill gaps, perhaps, in their players, and it can be interesting, especially if those high-rated players are very positive or good influences, and sometimes they can almost teach quite a bit to their players.
Yeah, I for one have learned a lot on A5. One of our players peaked Immortal, and just being able to play the game with him and listen to how he makes decisions in game is super helpful for my own gameplay. I cannot adopt his gun skills quite that easily, but hearing the logic behind some of the decisions he makes and how he takes these fights is super helpful.
Definitely. I think our interviewee is ready to go. I'm gonna let you handle that. I have to
Oh,
step away for
thanks.
a second.
Okay. Hi. And now we're joined with Tuxedo Star, who was the Omen player on the side of BakaGoi. How are you feeling, Tuxedo, after your pretty convincing win over AirZebra Jr.?
Confused, yeah, happy. Couldn't be happier. That was great. Yeah, I felt a little bit carried, but you know what? Things went swimmingly.
Yeah, dude, some really good gameplay. I'm an Omen player myself, so always respect the controller agents on the sites. You can't, not everyone can be a duelist dropping 30, but you think you play such an important role to the team as the controller. How do you feel about playing Omen versus Brimstone on a map like Bind?
Well, that's why I have a puke bucket near me at all times, and a whole bunch of malicious chewing gum. Most of it just to taste on my mouth afterwards. Very nerve-wracking, not gonna lie.
You guys played really well. This is your third win in a row. Do you think BakaGoi has what it takes to kind of make it all the way through playoffs?
Honestly, I don't know how we got this far. I like to thank the team members though for making it possible. So that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I was just talking to Michael earlier before he had to step out about how it feels to be playing on a team when you have players who are ranked quite higher than you and like how that learning experience is. Would you like to talk about a little bit how it is playing with players like Triss and Deliver who are just popping off all the time?
Well, it's more like being a fan in the stands and watching your greatest like heroes who you've never met before, who you've never practiced with, kind of just do their own thing. Everyone's just kind of just doing whatever they want, and it's kind of just working. So I don't know how we've gotten this far, but I'm not gonna ask. So I think it's more about the admiration of the whole thing. I'm very happy that everything's worked out, as weird and crazy as it is.
Yeah, so have you playing in a league can be a little stressful. I know for me, I get a lot of tournament anxiety, especially when I realize my game is being streamed. What's the vibe like on your team during these competitive games when they're streamed?
Well, the first one I was the most nervous for because I'd seen the last ones and I was like, oh, they stream like their games and stuff. I didn't know that. So that was very nerve-wracking again. So I ended up going Sage because I wanted to support. And everyone else, I guess they thought it was going to be streamed too. And then this one, which I didn't know was going to be streamed because of the other ones. So that didn't really help. So again, puke bye. But besides that, I think that there's a lot more pressure because you got people watching you, and I know I'm gonna be watching this five minutes from now, and I'm just gonna be cringing and face palming at every single time I died, which is probably like 18 times. So I mean,
Who's
17,
counting?
18. Who's counting? Exactly. Who's counting?
You got
So
the W, and that's what matters.
yeah, we got the W. The prep time for this was, man, like an excruciating 5 minutes
Yeah.
to get ready for today.
Yeah,
Excruciating.
and you had I believe you had a sub today, right? With Duke subbing in for Oclu. How do you feel playing with subs? Like, how does that dynamic change?
We've never really had like a team comp. One day someone will be ready, the other day they're not going to be. I was ready to have someone sub for me today because of my internet, not gonna lie. Miracle I even made it. So I mean, yeah.
Well,
I
I'm
guess
sure
it's not really a team.
your team's really glad to have you. You guys really pulled out the win, and all that matters at the end of the day is getting that W. And you did have 2 more rounds in them, so congratulations on your win, and thanks for the interview.
Thank you. Oh, can I give one thanks?
Oh yeah, please.
Okay, I'd like to thank the team, Baka especially, for doing the prep games beforehand, even if I just lost a whole bunch of them. And also Carter. Love goes out to Carter. I couldn't gone this far without him. Really been an
Oh,
inspiration. Love goes out to you, Carter.
what a wholesome vibe. Well, I'm so happy for your guys' win, and I look forward to seeing you in our match that we're going to eventually play at some point one of the weeks.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you for the congratulations.
Okay, well, guys, thank you for tuning in to this game, AirZebra Jr.